The final update for City Skylines has been released, and we have a release date for City Skylines 2. What a time to be alive. This is going to be a casual video split into 3 parts. We'll cover the Easter eggs in this Monday's update for cities, then talk about my feelings on City Skylines 2, and wrap up with a cry for help. Help me, YouTube comments, you're my only hope. Looking at City Skylines 1, and wow, it feels good to say City Skylines 1. This is the pop-up that you get when you open the game for the first time since the update, and if you read it, it's important to read it because every noun here is very important. Let Chirper and its citizens guide through the night and day. Chirper, night and day, unlock the treasures of the future. Future is important. The countdown has begun. Very important stuff. Quick side note, this is going to be very spoilery, so if you haven't already done this treasure hunt or whatever in the game, I'm going to be spoiling every single part of it. So I love you. I think you're great. Get out of here. Let me load up a game. And here's Lauren though. We are playing this city on stream on YouTube. Feel free to come be part of that, but we are just going to use this road that already exists. The patch notes talk about 3 new commercial buildings, and you can find them by going in to find it and typing in future, and here they are. They are high density commercial. I assume that they grow in just like regularly wherever you have high density commercial zoned with no specialization. And here they are. Let's get a better view on these. Now they're going to be cranky about not having services, and we don't care because we can make those bubbles go away. But the thing that's fun about them is that they have these City Skylines 2 posters. Love this for us. And that's really it with these guys. They've got obviously other billboards on them too, but if you want to find those billboards, I haven't been able to find them in the vanilla menus, but I have found some things by typing cities in here and in Find It, and you can plop down the billboards yourself. We love a good ploppable billboard. And they actually look pretty rad too, eh? Love this. I'll talk about the advertising in City Skylines 1 for City Skylines 2 a little bit later, but in general, I'm not against it. Then the rest of the thing, the patch notes talked about the unique buildings, and so you go to unique buildings, right? And then you see, what's this new tab? It's called Treasure Hunt. So the first one is the Creators Library. It's a tribute to the City Skylines modding community, and it does actually function as an actual library, which I think is really neat. Plunking it down, it looks great. The one cool thing, or the one new different thing I found about it, is that you can put this path, you can actually attach to this path out the back, and that works without mods too. So I know that's not the most wild thing anymore, but you never used to be able to do that with any of these assets. Let's get the sun facing the right way now. Where are we at? Here we go. And I actually really love the way this asset looks. I think it's really pretty. Even though it's a funky shape, right? It's a CS2 logo. I think that this is gonna fit in really well in actual cities. So I'm probably going to be spending a stream finding, not the entire stream, but part of a stream at least, finding a place for this within our cities. So if you want to be part of that, subscribe to the channel. I do live stream here on YouTube on Sundays, but enough about me. Look at this. I think it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful asset. I think this was a great tribute. If that's the intention, is to be a tribute, I think it's gorgeous. Well done. The next asset though is my favorite, the Plaza of Transference. It's my favorite from these new ones. This modern plaza ensures smooth transitions into the future. That's relevant information. So this is the building. It's pretty rad. And when you click on it, it says passengers serviced last week. So let's sit here and watch this for a second. Okay, nothing's happened yet, but really quick side note, look at, I've just got these three old ladies and this one old guy, just with their matching blue shirts or whatever. It just looks really funny. All right, back to waiting for this thing to happen. Can you see it? Can you see it? I'm so excited about this. I love this. I'm geeking out about this, gang. It's so exciting. So this little fella here, or Emma, this Emma here is leaving the city. But how? How is she leaving the city? Well, I'm gonna put on speed 1 and I might slow it down in post. We'll see. I think, what's the best angle? This is a pretty good angle. Oh, this is a pretty great angle, isn't it? Okay, let's go. I'm gonna take that off. Goodbye, Emma. So yeah, this thing functions actually like the space elevator monument does. I've seen more people exit using this, but I have also seen people like pop in here and then come down, and they just can enter and exit the city like this. It's so neat. I think we've got another one. We'll just watch one more person, and then I'll turn this thing on so you can see them a little bit better. Oh, I lied to you. I lied to you? Oh, he was going underneath. Tricky little bugger. Okay, we've actually got one this time. We've got Sabine Graham here. I think that's how you pronounce that, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, they're leaving the city as well. So let's click on their name and you can see them go. Goodbye. Moving along, let's get to the next unique building, and I think it's pretty obvious what this fella does. The only clock you will ever need, you plunk it down, and it has a timer. What do we think it's counting down to? Oh, I've just noticed something else cool about this. I actually had not seen this in the past, but look, you've got an S here and a 2 here, and I think you would probably argue that's the C, right? But now it's 2S. Anyways, that's really neat. I hadn't seen that, but this obviously counts down to the release date for City Skylines 2. And the thing I find really fun about it is if you pause the game, the countdown still goes, which from a countdown point makes total sense. Of course it still goes, but from like an asset in a video game point, it's just kind of funny. But I don't think there's much else to say about this. You can see little like items on it that, you know, are clock items, I guess. I don't know, looks cool. Like it's a little large and obnoxious, but it's great. This next asset is real interesting. So this says, after the sunset, there's hint of a new dawn. So keep that in mind. But first we can look in here and you can see a bunch of these letters, right? These letters, I'm just gonna tell you straight up, are an anagram. Every single time that I've placed this building down, I have seen the same prop assets in it, and I can't find any correlation between these prop assets and like the message this thing is trying to convey. If you know, if you can find a reason that a sandbox, a flower pot, a barrel, a warning light, AC warning vent, City Skylines 2 prop, and the personal electronic transportation ride or something, whatever this vehicle is, what do they mean? What does it all mean, Basil? The sandbox could be like the sandboxy nature of the game, but the rest of it I couldn't come up with anything. So I don't think they're relevant, but they're cool. And the letters are definitely relevant, but we're gonna get to that because I am such a genius. My mother had me tested. After the sunset, there's a hint of a new dawn, and I'm so smart that I know that means that you just must make it nighttime. And look, there's a QR code. So I'm gonna zoom in. You're welcome to scan it from my video if you want. I actually haven't like done this yet while it's worked. When I was looking at this before, the website stuff didn't work. So I'm literally, hold on. I'm gonna show you my camera as well. Heads up, you're gonna see my ugly mug. Hey, I've got my phone. And that's my dog. But I'm gonna scan this. Oh, I scanned it. Okay, I'm pressing open on my phone, and it brings you to this website that I guess I'm gonna now put on the screen. So it brings you to the countdown treasure hunt. There's more to do. Chirper has another quest for you. Look for the hidden message with a code to decipher. We'll definitely get to that. When you have the code, you have completed the quest and we can redeem it. And look at the little Chirper. So where would we look for a code? Well, this quest was given to us from Chirper. And when we go back into the game, we see that Chirper has many tweets at us. So my Chirper is the old lady to represent me. We scroll up and we see, what is this? Wait, what is this? Those ones look funny. So I'm gonna write down those letters and I'm gonna keep scrolling and just take a look. Oh, how do I decrypt some more letters? Ooh. And so you can see there's a bunch of options to decrypt from. So I'm grabbing my handy dandy pen and paper and we're gonna decrypt this together. Are you ready? This is gonna be some really high level thinking here. So we're gonna write out, if I'm decrypting this, I wonder if, nope, that doesn't work. Okay, scratch that. What about, I can't even spell my own joke right. Let me try this one more time. What about with just one little I? Nope, that's not it. Okay, so let me, I'm gonna really actually think. I'm gonna try to write this as nicely as possible. Don't laugh at how I hold the pen. I have an injured thumb and I didn't go to rehab for it. Guys, go to rehab if you get an injury. Wow, that looks like it must be right. Holy smokes, I'm gonna turn that around for you. I definitely didn't just put that into a website that was a decrypting website, right? So we go back here and we click on head over here and log in with your Paradox account. And we're gonna type in our code. So I genuinely haven't done this yet. So let's see what this does. Okay. That's it. It just says you have successfully redeemed your code for Friends of Chirper City Skylines 2. So I'm gonna guess we get some cool stuff in City Skylines 2. Maybe it's hats, maybe it's like some Chirper skins, or maybe it's an asset that is a Chirper asset or something. I don't know. But that is it for the City Skylines 1 update. There were so many bugs fixed in that update as well that are very important to the game. But as she walks away, let's follow her into City Skylines 2. Not, of course, actually into the game City Skylines 2, but to the trailer that was released on Sunday during the Xbox showcase. And with this, gang, I'm going to talk about the feelings of the trailer because everyone else has already done the deep diving and the nitpicking, you know, pausing every half a second or whatever. And let's make a joke here about the woman talking about her feelings. But I really do think that there is something to be said about that. There are plenty of places in this trailer where it feels like growth, like the city will evolve. You can see places where the single house turns into like an apartment building, or they show like the growth of the entire city, and it feels less stagnant. So I can't help but wonder if in City Skylines 2 there's going to be less of, okay, you build an area or you place buildings, but now you have to like maintain them or do things for them as their needs get more, or as the seasons change, because we in theory know those are coming, right? So, and that excites me. It's not just plop and plunk and done. It's continue to nurture and enjoy the city as it already exists. There are other parts of the trailer that make me feel like it's Colossal Order listening to the community. We see what we assume is mixed use zoning. We see what we assume is parallel roads being able to like be built with tools, parallel road tools, I guess. We see base game trams. We see modular buildings. All of these things are things that the community has been crying out for, right? And I felt like that has always been the case with Colossal Order. When I researched for that History of City Skylines video that I did, I saw that like even before they ever had CS1 made, they were asking people what they want in a city building game like this. And then they listened to them and implemented those things through DLCs. And yeah, I'm not surprised by it, but I'm so happy with it, right? They've seen so much success with City Skylines 1. I think it would be easy. Like, I mean, now is a time where tech companies, whatever, they're tech companies, but similar vibe, right? Like you see Twitter and Reddit, and you see so many of these companies going through what is aptly named the enshittification. And City Skylines, Colossal Order, whatever, they could have done that. They could have just begun the enshittification part, adventure, whatever, of the game. And I doubt that they're doing that. I don't think that they're doing that. And I'm happy for that. Looking at those tidbits that people have done their deep diving for, it feels like there's a balance of tools to make things easier for new players. So there is accessibility there for new players to dive into the game and feel like they're doing well, like with parallel roads that we've already talked about. That grid building tool that we saw, it feels like those things are going to make it easier for people to dive in that maybe aren't the best at drawing roads, or I don't know, it looks like it's still going to be accessible to new players, which is great. But then we also see some things that look complicated for those of us, I guess, that are more adept with City Skylines, city building games, management games. There is something about signature buildings that you see in one screenshot. You see different zoning demands than we're used to, like more of them. Buildings seem to have efficiency. There's a button called operating districts, cargo lines, different bridge options, different resource options. There seems to be a lot more happening with this game that is going to give people who are already quite used to a city builder and already know what they're doing or whatever, more stuff to manage, which is awesome. On a personal note, the game feels familiar enough that my anxiety has calmed. Anxiety is a huge driver in my life, and with this trailer and with the bits that they've like written on their websites, I know by looking at this that this is still the City Skylines that I know and love. I was really worried that it may turn more to be other games, and it doesn't look like that's the case anyways. I no longer have anxiety that I am going to be kind of like, I guess, I don't know if this sounds pretentious, but like expected to play City Skylines 2, with that being so much of my creative world on YouTube and on Twitch. But then like maybe I wouldn't love it, but I think I'm gonna love it, gang. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna love it. But there are some parts as well that feel new enough that this isn't just, quote, just City Skylines 1, but with better graphics and maybe, you know, runs better or whatever. It looks like there's more to this. This looks like an actual sequel. As a creator, this trailer lets me know that I've got somewhere to move naturally with my content. I am so curious about what kinds of challenges we can find to do in City Skylines 2. The grid building, like the auto grid building looking thing, and it looks like you could automatically build intersections. Those types of things make me think about speed runs. Like, what's gonna happen if we try to speed run this? Is there still, I think somewhere we saw something that said Megalopolopolis, right? So will that still be the speed running goal? Are there other types of speed runs we could maybe do? And it feels, again, always the feeling, right? But I think there's something to be said about our gut instincts as human beings. And my gut instinct from this trailer and from the hyping up that they've been doing, this feels like Colossal Order is still very passionate about this game. I'm going to call back to those advertisements that we saw in City Skylines 1 from this update. They are, you could maybe call them tacky. And I've seen some people on the Reddit and whatever saying as much. But sure, whatever. They're a little silly, but they demonstrate that Colossal Order and maybe Paradox, they're hyped. They're so stoked for this. And if they are stoked about this, then they care about the game, which means they're going to do their best with the game. They're going to put what they have, or they have already, I assume, put what everything that they have into this new game for us. And like, how do you not want exactly that for a video game that you, the community, are also incredibly passionate about? So hell yeah, advertise away. Blow up your Twitter, Colossal Order, with all of the City Skylines 2 stuff. Put those advertisements in the original game. Do everything you want to do. I think this is great. Okay, we're gonna go back to my ugly mug. No, not this mug. That makes me realize that my camera's flipped and I don't know why, but this mug. Hey, this is my cry for help. Our release date for, my dog's being so cute. Our release date for City Skylines 2 is October 24th of 2023. Let me just fact check that. It's right, that's good. And closer to that date, I want to release a video that is a look back on City Skylines 1 and everything that it taught me, how it played, how I felt about it. But I don't want it to just be about me. So if you could, please, this is my call to action, my call to arms, please leave a comment on this video specifically about how you feel about City Skylines 1. What did City Skylines 1 make you feel the first time you played it, the 100th time you've played it, the 3,000th hour that you played it? Did it ever invoke any feelings to you, for you, I guess? And if you don't want to talk about your feelings, I get it. Tell me your favorite and least favorite parts about the gameplay itself in City Skylines 1. And if you've made it this far, maybe give this video a thumbs up so that more people on YouTube can see it and give me their input about City Skylines 1 so that I can put that into the video in the future. Be kind to yourself and others. And thanks for watching.